I gotta text Pascal that I gotta be. I'm gonna be late for Porcello's class. Yeah, sure.
That's how they do.
Come on, your party.
Yo.
Yo, are you good?
Yeah, what's up, dude?
Yeah, I'm on my way to get you, alright? Don't drive, I'll be there in a little bit.
Alright, later. Let me know.
Alright, peace.
Peace.
Yeah. Yeah. Whoa. That's a vibe. She wanna vibe. That's a vibe. Yeah. That's a vibe.
Yo.
Yo.
Yo, what's
Yo,
up?
what's up?
I'm outside, dude.
Yo, come inside.
Alright, real quick, I'm coming inside.
Come inside for a second. Alright, peace. Yo, dude.
Dude, what's up?
What's up, dude?
Dude, we gotta go. Let's go.
What?
Oh, it's your birthday? That's why you're trying to skip?
Dude, you gotta celebrate.
Dude, I can't be doing that right before school.
Come on, for me. It's my birthday.
Dude, I know, but like, come on. Like,
You're gonna put me down on my birthday?
I'll tell, alright. I'll take like a quick sip, right?
Alright, just one quick sip.
One quick sip, right?
That's it.
You sure?
That's it.
Alright, here we go. Alright.
Yo, I think the Roma game's on.
Dude, really?
Yeah, they're playing Liverpool.
Dude, this is actually like, this is like my first time ever drinking.
You'll be fine, dude. You're gonna have to take a couple more sips to feel it.
Sure? Oh, dude, I haven't seen the Liverpool game yet.
I know, dude.
Alright, we can chill here for like an hour or two.
Yeah.
I don't have anything to do first period.
Yeah, it's fine.
Alright.
Bottoms up, dude.
Alright.
You okay?
Yeah. Wow.
That's a vibe. She wanna vibe. That's a vibe. Yeah. That's a vibe. It's a vibe. That's a vibe. Yeah. That's a vibe.
Yo.
That's a vibe. That's a vibe.
Oh my god. He's gonna do it.
That's a vibe.
Goal! Goal! Pour me a shot.
Yeah.
Hey.
Wanna vibe. That's a vibe. It's a vibe.
Yo, what day is it today?
What's up?
What day is it today?
It's a B-day?
Dude. Yo, we gotta go. It's 10:30. I have a test third period, dude. I have a math test. We gotta go.
Alright.
We gotta go. Come on. Get up.
Alright.
Do you have your keys?
Yeah.
Alright. You have your shoes?
Yeah.
You good?
Yeah, I'm on. Alright. Whoa, dude.
You gotta go.
Alright, dude.
Yeah, you okay?
Yeah, let's go. We gotta get to school.
Yeah, you good to drive?
Yeah. Dude, I'll just blast some music. We'll be fine, alright?
You sure?
Yeah,
all
we
right.
gotta get there quick, alright?
Alright, dude. Yo!
Yeah.
Alright, dude.
Allie, where are you going?
I have to run home and grab clothes for cheerleaders.
Can you please take me home? I really need my track bag today. I left it at home.
Sure, where do you live?
I live by the CVS.
That's so far.
Please, I really need my
Okay,
space for
but
practice.
we have to hurry.
Okay. Thanks for taking me home.
No problem. Wait. Could you put in your address?
Yeah. Here.
Thanks.
Yo, happy birthday, Losa!
Allie, look out!
Oh,
Somerset County Communications to Montgomery Police, EMS, Fire Companies 1 and 2. Respond to 1016 Route 601, Montgomery High School, for a motor vehicle crash with injuries and reported entrapment and ejection. Somerset County Communications to Montgomery Police, EMS, Fire Companies 1 and 2. Respond to 1016 Route 601, Montgomery High School, for a motor vehicle crash with injuries and reported entrapment and ejection. Repeating, Somerset County Communications to Montgomery Police, EMS, Fire Companies 1 and 2. Respond to 1016 Route 601, the Montgomery High School, for a motor vehicle crash with injuries, reported entrapment and ejection.
Completely shut down traffic. The traffic is backing up along Children Road and Georgetown Franklin Turnpike. This is causing a lot of extra traffic in the area. The Jersey 10145 will keep you updated.
medical exam room when you take it home. Okay? Right. You did everything you possibly can do. Okay?
Drinking in the car as well. I saw some beer cans. Focus on the paper. Without moving your head, look with your eyes solid on paper. Alright, you're just some more immediate crash here. Do you have any injuries at all? You okay? Yeah. Alright. I'm gonna demonstrate some tests for you. Yes. You can begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. The next test we're going to do 1001, 1002, 1003. Until I tell you to stop. You understand those instructions? Yes. You begin. 1,000. Okay. All right, turn around. Please.
Okay, Emma, squeeze my hand, hon. There you go. Okay, how about this one? Yeah. My hand. Yeah. Okay. All right. Can you move your toes around? No. No. I can't feel my legs. Okay. Emma, you're doing a great job. Try and relax, okay? We're going to help you. I'm going to take a blood pressure.
Can you call my parents?
We will let your parents know. You bet. You take a... You ready to move? Can you take a pulse while I do blood pressure? Okay. Emma, do you have pain? Where do you have any pain, Emma? Where do you have pain?
My neck.
Okay.
Do you remember the crash?
No.
Do you remember what you were doing before?
No.
How old are you, Emma?
17.
Any allergies that you know of?
Pollen.
Do you take any medications?
No.
Okay.
Pulse 101. Okay. We're almost at the helicopter. Just hold your hands like that, Emma, okay?
Here.
Okay. Your blood pressure? Yep. Very good.
Got it. back at headquarters. I'm going to take you out of the car, all right? I'll watch your head as you get out. I'll help you. All right. Go up. I'm just going to search you again real quick. I know we did this out in the road, but we got to do it again. Okay. All right. I'm going to take these cuffs off you. When I do that, the hand that I free, you're going to put on top of your head. Do you understand? Same with this one. All right, come down here. Have a seat on the bench here at the end. Put your hand down.
All right, look straight at me. Turn your head that way. Look towards the sink. All right, just sit tight, all right?
I repeat, you are required by law to submit to the taking of samples of your breath for the purpose of making chemical tests to determine the content of alcohol in your blood. Now, will you submit the samples of your breath? Yes. Okay. All right. I want you to take a deep breath and blow into the mouthpiece with one long continuous breath. Continue to blow until I tell you to stop. Do you understand these instructions? Yes. Look like you're blowing, all right? Okay, keep going, keep going, keep going. All right.
I got in a car crash and I'm at the police station. They said that I'm gonna be taken to jail. I need you to come down here now, please. Yeah, right now. They're gonna be taking me soon. Just come down here. Right. Bye.
We have an 18-year-old female crash victim. She has extreme trauma to the chest, deep lacerations on the forehead and arms. Her pulse is thready, weak, and declining.
Yeah, she's cool, she's pale, she's diaphoretic, very weak pulse. I've got no response as of right now. Just sinus temp at 103, she's at 98%. Guys, do you have a nasal airway?
Yes.
Let's try that, please. Yeah, guys, let's get some high flow oxygen going. She's barely breathing. You have that nasal airway yet?
Yeah.
Working on a blood pressure at him. I think we need to set up to intubate because I think she's going to either stop breathing or not breathe very well. I agree. Does somebody notify parents? They're going to need to know because she's in critical condition. She's now down to 88/40.
Okay. Tanks and fluids wide open.
Alright, we have an IV line in her arm. Right in the left AEC. cardiac arrest. Adam has her intubated. Somebody needs to start CPR, so I would like you to start compressions.
Okay. Back that corner real quick.
Nice pace, Adam. She's in a PEA, very slow PEA at 20. I'm going to give an epinephrine.
Give one epi.
13, 14.
Second, she's in BCAM. We do have a shock.
The shock.
Everybody's clear.
Clear.
Watch clear. Let go of the bag.
Shocking.
We've intubated her. We have IV access. We've started a normal saline bolus. She's received 4 epinephrine, bilateral chest decompressions as well. She's received 1 defibrillation because she did have 1 episode of VFib. Since then, she's been back in asystole with no change. There was nothing further we could do, so we had to divert from the trauma center to here.
That's unfortunate news.
She's still in asystole on the monitor, as you can see.
Okay. Well, as you all know, once you kind of reach that point, there's nothing more that we can kind of do for him. So, unfortunately, I think it's okay if we just pronounce the stop at this time. What's her name?
Allie.
That's her parents outside? Yes. Okay. I guess we'll talk to them then. Hello, are you Allie's parents?
Yes.
Hi there, I'm Dr. Crean. I'm sure you've heard Allie was in a bad car accident tonight. So unfortunately, I have some really awful news to tell you guys that she's died. She died in a car accident, and we weren't able to save her life. I'm really sorry. I wish I could give you some better news. I just want you to know that they did everything they possibly could, but in really bad car accidents like this, they just have multiple injuries, multiple kind of things to their liver, their spleen, their heart, and there's just no way of kind of undoing that in a timely fashion. So I'm very sorry to tell you this news.
Can we see her?
You can. It's going to be a little shocking at first. She has lots of tubes and a lot of blood and things like that, so I just want to kind of prepare yourself for that before you go in there. And fortunately, that's sometimes a very rough thing to see, but just give you guys a few minutes to collect yourself and then let you go in there and see. Okay. Again, I'm very sorry to have to give you this news.
Down section. Honorable Michael Dunn, now driving.
And you may be seated.
You sit down.
People in the courtroom, please make sure your cell phones are off. Counsel, your appearances, please.
Arthur Scar, Your Honor, prosecutor.
Good afternoon, James Ronco Lumbanucci, on behalf of the defendant Aaron Thomas, who I suspect will be joining us shortly.
Thank you.
All right, come on out. We're going to transport you over to the court. All right. He's going to handcuff you in the front, put these on you. All right. Okay.
We got these two.
Are you Mr. Thomas?
Yes.
Counsel, while this is a new matter, I understand that a plea arrangement has been reached. Is that accurate?
It is, Your Honor.
Mr. Scar, will you please advise the court of the charges brought against Mr. Thomas as well as the counts to which he'll be pleading guilty?
Yes, Your Honor. On advice of his counsel, the defendant has waived his right to be indicted by a grand jury. And therefore, by agreement of the parties, the state shall proceed with an accusation against Mr. Thomas. I believe Your Honor has a copy of the accusation, and the defendant and his attorney have signed off on the accusation. Therefore, in this accusation, number 2018-0503, the defendant, Aaron Thomas, is charged by the state with 6 indictable criminal charges and 7 separate motor vehicle summonses as set forth in the accusation against him. Your Honor, the plea agreement now pending before this court is as follows. The defendant, Aaron Thomas, shall be pleading guilty to count 1, first-degree death by vehicular homicide in recklessly causing the death of Nicholas Loza while driving while intoxicated in a school zone on May 3rd, 2018. Count 3, first-degree death by vehicular homicide in recklessly causing the death of Allison Rosenthal while driving while intoxicated in a school zone on May 3, 2018. Count 5, second-degree assault by automobile in recklessly causing serious bodily injury to Emma Ricardo while driving while intoxicated in a school zone. As well, Your Honor, the defendant will be pleading to the related motor vehicle offenses, Montgomery Police summonses A422998, driving while intoxicated within 1,000 feet of a school property, summons A423000, reckless driving, and summons number A423003, driving while using a cell phone device to text. Upon Your Honor's acceptance of the plea agreement, the state will move to dismiss the remaining charges and motor vehicle violations.
Mr. Ronco, is your client pleading guilty as indicated by the prosecutor?
Your Honor.
Mr. Thomas, would you rise and raise your right hand, please? Do you swear that the testimony you're about to give before this court to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Mr. Ronco.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Thomas, directing your attention to May 3rd of 2018. Were you operating a motor vehicle here in Montgomery Township?
Yes.
Who was in the car with you?
Nicholas Loza.
And prior to operating that car, had you consumed some alcohol?
Yes.
Can you tell the court how much and approximately when you began to drink and when you finished?
I began at approximately 7:30 in the morning, ended around 9, 10 o'clock-ish.
Now, would you agree that having consumed that alcohol, that you were under the influence and you could not safely operate your vehicle at the time of the accident?
Yes.
You're aware that as a result of the car accident you were involved in, 2 people died, correct?
Yes.
And they were the occupants of the other vehicle?
Yes.
You're also aware that a 3rd person was permanently paralyzed?
Yes.
Your Honor, I believe that would be an acceptable factual basis.
I accept it. Mr. Prosecutor, what is the nature of the surviving victim's injuries?
Your Honor, based on medical information we've received, the surviving victim you mentioned will be permanently paralyzed.
Mr. Ronco, do you know what the blood alcohol content was?
Yes, Your Honor. He had a .11 blood alcohol content. We did have it reviewed by an expert and found no issues with that result.
Thank you. Mr. Thomas, do you understand that with only 3 drinks, your blood alcohol level was way over the legal limit? That legal limit to operate an automobile. Do you understand also that because you're under 21, it's illegal for you to have consumed any alcohol whatsoever before entering operating a motor vehicle?
Yes.
Do you understand that by entering into this plea arrangement, you are surrendering some certain legal rights? Do you understand that?
Yes.
Do you understand that you're surrendering your right to a trial?
Yes.
Do you understand that under the terms of this plea agreement, you are pleading guilty to certain charges which require me by law to sentence you to a term of imprisonment, during which a portion of time you will be ineligible for parole?
Yes.
Has your attorney explained all the information, has he explained all the particulars regarding these particular charges?
Yes.
Has he answered all of your questions?
Yes.
Do you have any questions for him today?
No, sir.
Do you have any questions for me?
No, sir.
Okay. I do accept the plea arrangement. Mr. Ronco, do you know if there's anybody that would like to address the court before we proceed?
Yes, Your Honor. His sister, Victoria, would like to address the court.
I want to thank you, Your Honor, for giving me an opportunity to speak a few words to the families who were impacted by my brother's actions on that fateful day when he got into the car and caused so many lives to be destroyed. To the Recaro, Loza, and Rosenthal families, I can't imagine the pain you must feel every waking moment, knowing that you can't hold your children again or experience any more special moments. I'm sorry your life was changed forever due to one horrific decision my brother made. I plead on behalf of my parents, and that you take this as a personal pardon and know that we are sincerely sorry for the grief my brother's irresponsible actions have caused your families. Aaron is a good student and a loved student at Montgomery High School. My brother is not an evil person. He received outstanding grades and was a great role model in the community and a loving person. He drank alcohol for the first time, and he made an idiotic decision of getting behind the wheel intoxicated. My brother made a mistake, a horrendous mistake, with irreversible consequences, but a mistake nonetheless. His decisions to drive drunk killed 2 of his friends and left another one paralyzed, and that will continue to haunt him for the rest of his life. So I'm begging you to please have mercy on our family. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who would like to address the court? Could you tell me who you are, please?
Matthew and Amy Rosenthal, parents of Allison. Thank you for allowing us to be heard. My heart breaks for Nick's mother and father, Katrina and Guy, and for his sweet sister, Victoria. And my heart aches for Emma and her parents, Mark and Nancy, and what their family have endured. Mrs. Thomas, I can't imagine how you feel, and I am sure you cannot even begin to know how I feel. I am sure you did not raise your son in any way that you could imagine a day like today could be possible. You have my sympathy, but you do not have my empathy. Aaron, I want to talk to you directly, and I hope you have the courage to look at me. The same courage you had when you decided it was okay to drive impaired. I want you to feel the full weight of what you did. I want you to hear all the lives you have impacted. Like a pebble thrown into a still pond, your choice created a ripple effect that gets cast wider and wider. Allie's death is not confined to my wife and me who are here in this courtroom. Allie's death is mourned by her older brother, her first and best friend, who while growing up protected her from real and imagined dangers. Allie's death is mourned by her 3 grandparents, including one who mourned the death of her husband, my father, recently. Allie's death is mourned by her 6 aunts and uncles who loved her dearly, Allie's death is mourned by her 8 first cousins, and as the oldest girl among them, she was looked up to. Allie's death is mourned by her 22nd cousins, including 2 who, like Allie, should have been gone off to college and had a great first year. Allie's death was mourned by over 100 families in our synagogue who watched her grow up among them, many who celebrated her bat mitzvah, and for others, Allie, who was their tutor for their children in Hebrew school. Allie's death was felt by the 200 families that participate in the Montgomery Flag football program, an organization that Allie played in for 6 years and was a referee ever since her freshman year of high school, a program where she interacted with players and coaches alike. Allie's death was felt by her 400-plus classmates in Montgomery High School, where she was one of the class historians. But now your actions permanently cemented her as part of that history, and the memories of her have already begun to fade. Allie's death was felt by over 1,000 Montgomery High School juniors, sophomores, freshmen, teachers, and staff. While Allie didn't know everyone and everyone didn't know her, many knew her personally and others just knew her by reputation. Allie's death was felt by families and friends in Germany, where she traveled twice with the Montgomery German Exchange Program. Allie's death was felt in Japan because Allie met 40 students through a high school diplomats program and through Saeko, the Rotary student from Japan who lived with us for 5 months and attended Montgomery High School. And although they will never know it, Allie's death was felt by the absence of the impact she would have on her peers and professors at Georgia Tech that never even got a chance to meet her. Aaron, I am not sure why you did what you did. Life is nothing but a series of choices. You cannot get through a single day without having an impact on the world around you. If you knew the impact on Allie and Nick and Emma's life, if that impact was immediate to you, I want to believe you would have thought twice before you got behind the wheel of the car. You took an action without thinking too much about the consequences. And by the time the impact of your choice hit you, figuratively and literally, it was too late for regrets. Aaron, I am not angry. I want to be, but I simply do not have the energy. I am mentally shattered and emotionally broken, and my grief knows no bounds.
This is Doggy.
Allie picked this little guy out from all the stuffed animals in the toy store when she was 2 years old. She had to have him no matter where she went, and she would never let go of him if she could help it. Doggy has been by Allie's side through thick and thin. He went with her to bed, to school, to camp, to overnights, to foreign countries. Doggy served his best friend well, playing with her, keeping her company, comforting her. And as Allie grew up, her reliance on Doggy changed, but Doggy has still watched over Allie from a high shelf in her room, always within arm's reach. He now sits alone on Allie's bed, forever a reminder of our loss. Allie had big dreams and an even bigger personality. People always remembered her for her heart and her energy. She was smart, passionate, and involved, a good student, and just a good person. Before this happened, Allie's biggest worry was choosing between colleges or making time to study for the APs. She loved science, especially biology, and she was going to study biomedical engineering. She wanted to follow that up by being a doctor in order to help people live their best lives. took the breath away from our beautiful daughter, and you took our beautiful daughter away from all of us. It's hard for me to look in your direction, Aaron. I'm sure you had your dreams also. But your confidence and your bravado made you ignore your common sense and responsibility that day. A fleeting moment of selfishness has impacted everyone in this room and far, far beyond it. Drinking and driving ruins lives. It's ruined mine, ours. Every day it's a challenge to even get out of bed. Even the smallest things, sushi rolls, Disney characters, goofy jokes, lizards, stuffed dogs, will bring back a wave of memories and cause me to break down. Kids are not supposed to die before their parents. Allie wasn't supposed to die before us. We were never supposed to bury our girl. And now you wake up every single morning and remember that you stole the futures from two of your peers. You stole the dreams of a potential athlete. Was it all worth it? A couple of drinks and an irresponsible car ride in exchange for a lifetime of guilt and pain. You made a conscious choice, a bad choice, a selfish choice. And that choice had senseless, permanent repercussions. You'll live with that decision every single day for the rest of your life. We will need to live with that decision every day for the rest of our lives. We'll wake up devastated every single day, mourning the amazing person we'll never see again. Wondering what she could have become and how far she could have gone. It's a hole we'll never fill, and we'll feel the impact forever. Thank you, Your Honor.
Is there anyone else who wants to address the court?
Your Honor, I was informed that the mother of Nicholas Loza would like to address the court.
Thank you, Your Honor. My daughter, Victoria, would like to say a few words first, if she may.
Absolutely.
Thank you for giving me the chance today. My brother, Nicholas Loza, passed away a year ago, the day after his 17th birthday. And now, to us, he will never be more than 17 years old. Words will never express the pain that I feel from this loss. My brother and I are only a year apart, and because of this, he was my best friend. We became very close after our parents' divorce and relied on each other during that difficult time. As students and young adults, we have been told over and over again to never drink and drive, yet you, Aaron, still decided to get in that car intoxicated and took away a life that was my brother's. How could you get into that car knowing that there was a possibility of killing Nick? How could you make that decision knowing the damage you could do to his friends and family? Nicholas, Allie, and Emma all ended up paying the price for your mistake. Nick was someone who was kind, generous, and lighthearted, and he will forever be in our hearts. I love you, Nick.
Thank you.
Never in my worst nightmare did I imagine I'd be sitting before you, making an impact statement on behalf of my son, Nicholas. Nicholas's life, which had so much promise, was taken from him just one day after his 17th birthday in a violent head-on drunk driving collision. Aaron, you made a deadly choice to get behind a wheel intoxicated. Maybe you thought you were fine, but thought in reality in drinking situations is blurred. Your decision to drive intoxicated has not only devastated our family, but has had a profound impact on the other victims, their families, and the community in which we live. Unlike you, my son, Allie, and Emma did not have a choice. They had no idea this was their fate that Thursday morning. Time stopped after Nick's death. I was in a state of numbness. Shock is the body's way of buffering the full impact of a trauma until it can be absorbed. My precious son's body was thrown through the windshield of a car, and I regret not being able to be there to hold him and comfort him during his last moments of life. Within hours of the accident, I realized that nothing I could do would bring my son back. This is a horrific feeling of helplessness. Nick was a special son and the best brother to Victoria and friend to many. Nicholas's personality was bigger than life. He had a smile that would light up a room. He loved football and will never have the opportunity to play again. He had just received his driver's license the day before the accident and was planning his college future and looking forward to a career in finance. He will miss graduation, and I will never witness the many firsts that mothers enjoy. I have been robbed of first graduation from college, first job, marriage, birth of children, and the list goes on. Every morning is a struggle to get out of bed and go to work, trying to appear pleasant and normal so I can maintain my job. It is a daily struggle to engage in life's activities. All the while, my soul is screaming, my son is dead. The unbearable pain is always there. My heart is broken, and the heartache will never go away. I cling to my surviving daughter, Victoria, knowing we are never guaranteed tomorrow, and I will continue to weep for Nicholas every second of the day. In closing, I would like to say that I also know in my heart that Aaron and his family are suffering with us. The absence of anger and bitterness for you, Aaron, is replaced with sympathy. Your life is forever affected. The horrifying reality of drinking, driving, is that it is just not necessary. However, as a society, we have allowed alcohol to become a prerequisite for everything we do. We will continue to bury our loved ones unnecessarily as long as this culture continues to glorify alcohol and neglects to take a hard stance against drunk driving. Vehicular crimes are different from other crimes, you see. Every one of them carries unmistakable heartbreak and pain. The thoughtless act of drunk, reckless driving can never leave an innocent family in perpetual sorrow. I am begging all of you to learn from this tragedy so Nicholas and Allie's death is not in vain. Our society must not tolerate drunk driving, yet this behavior continues because we do tolerate it. I ask you all in this courtroom to be brave and bold and insist on driving someone home who has been drinking. Take their keys. Remind someone to put his or her phone away. It can wait. Use each other for checks and balances. There is no winner here, but if Nick's death has touched any of you and you change your behavior or intervene when a friend is not fit to drive, you are honoring my son. I ask the court to understand the impact the verdict will make and trust that it is strict enough to send the message that this crime will not be tolerated. Thank you.
Thank you.
Your Honor, I believe the critically injured person, Emma Ricardo, would like to address the court.
People may think I'm unlucky because I will have to use a wheelchair for the rest of my life. But I can still go to school, I can still go to college, I can still hug my family, and I can still tell my parents I love them. I can still live. And a lot of people know that I've been a varsity track athlete since I was a freshman. I'm still learning how to live with the fact that I'm paralyzed from the waist down, and I'm still learning how to accept what happened. But what I can't accept is that people don't think about consequences. People don't think about how their actions will affect other people. I can't even begin to imagine what it feels like to know that someone's child will never come home ever again because of one dumb choice. People take life for granted. Your phone buzzes while you're driving and you don't even hesitate to check it because it won't happen to me or I'm a good driver. I'm a living reminder that there are consequences for bad decisions, and I'm speaking here today for Nick and Allie because they cannot. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Thomas, is there anything you wish to tell the court before I sentence you?
I'd just like to express my apologies to the families, to the Losa, Rosenthal, and Recaro family. I can never take back my actions, but trust me when I say that the memories of the events that happened continue to haunt me, and every time I close my eyes, I cannot help but picture Nick's body on the ground, Hallie unconscious in the driver's seat, and Emma crying for help. I can't take back my actions, but I can say that I do hope that people will learn from what I have tragically done and hopefully never do what I did that day. Thank you.
Mr. Thomas, I've listened to the victims, the ones that were able to address me, and I'm obligated under the law to weigh the mitigating factors with the aggravating factors. There are mitigating factors. You're young. You have otherwise a clean driving record. All reports were that you're a good student, you had good grades, you participated in extracurricular activities, and you were well liked by the students in Montgomery. But I also have to weigh the aggravating factors. You cut 2 young lives short. You permanently damaged the physical well-being of another. In short, you have substantially affected many lives for a long time. Despite all the good in your life, this devastation rendered by this one foolish, irresponsible act completely outweighs any of the good or mitigating factors in this matter. At 18 years old, you have no idea of the terrible hurt. It can maybe be, I'm comforted a little bit by the fact that maybe years from now, when you're out of prison and you're married and you have children of your own, you might get some idea of the pain that you've inflicted on the families in this courtroom and in this town. I believe you're sorry. I do believe it. But you know your sorrow won't bring back your friends or undo the harm that you inflicted. In all of your life, you've heard the words, don't drink and drive. You heard it from your parents. You heard it in school. You heard it in church. You heard it in temple. You heard it wherever your place of worship. You heard it, but you didn't listen. Somehow the rules didn't apply to you. They aren't some words from the old people who are out of touch with reality. Those words, don't drink and drive, came from people like the people in this courtroom who were affected by people like you who got drunk and drove. That's the children, the parents, the families, the grandparents, the aunts, the uncles, and the nieces. People who witnessed firsthand what we've witnessed here have also said it. Doctors say it. Lawyers say it. Judges say it. Emergency medical technicians say it. When they see the kind of damage that has happened, they say that. You know, there's nothing really good that can come out of this, except maybe other young people like you will hear the words of the victims and hear of the pain that was inflicted. These young kids who maybe think that these warnings don't apply to them may make the connection. And if they do, they'll understand. There'll be some good that will arise from these occurrences. Would you please stand? As to count 1, first-degree death by vehicular homicide and recklessly causing the death of Nicholas Losa by operating a vehicle in a school zone while under the influence of alcohol or drugs, it is the sentence of this court that you will be remanded to the custody of the Commissioner of the Department of Corrections for a period of 15 years. Because of the mandatory laws of the state, when one recklessly causes the death by another vehicular homicide, you are not eligible for parole for the first 85% of those 15 years. In other words, Based on the charts that I have, you're going to be in jail on this count alone for 12 years, 9 months. In addition, when you are paroled, you must serve at least 5 years on parole following that. Mr. Thomas, you and others should understand that even if your impaired driving did not take place within a school zone, you would still be required to serve at least 10 years. I'm also suspending your license for this crime, but that suspension shall start after the jail time concludes. That suspension will be for 20 years. You're also I'm imposing the mandatory fines and penalties of $2,000. As to count 3, first-degree death by vehicular homicide and recklessly causing the death of Allison Rosenthal by operating a vehicle in a school zone while under the influence of alcohol, you are sentenced to the custody of the Commissioner of the Department of Corrections for a period of 15 years, and that is consecutive to the sentence of count 1, meaning that it is after the first count, after completing the first sentence. As with count 1, you will serve at least 85% of those 15 years, or an additional 12 years, 9 months before you become eligible for parole. As a practical matter, sir, that means you must serve at least 25 years, 6 months before you are eligible for parole. You are now 18 years old. As a result of this one decision, this one dreadful decision, you will not be in society, back into society, until you are 43 years old. As with count 1, you must also serve 5 years on parole after being released, concurrent with count 1, and your driving privileges are suspended for 20 years. As to count 5, second-degree assault by automobile and causing serious bodily injury to another, you are sentenced to a term of imprisonment of 8 years with a 4-year period of parole ineligibility. That sentence will run concurrent. As to driving while intoxicated in a school zone, you are hereby sentenced to 2 years loss of license, 60 days of jail, and you will have to perform 30 days of community service. Perhaps that community service will be speaking to young people in schools, and maybe some of them will listen to you when you tell them about the first-hand damage that you caused. As to reckless driving, there's a $250 fine, 6 months loss of driving privileges. As to cell phone use, there's a fine of $400 plus court costs. As part of the plea arrangement, the remaining counts and summonses are dismissed. Mr. Thomas, this is an extremely sad day for your family and for you when you are so young, but it's just the first of a lifetime of nightmares, grief-filled days for the many lives that you have ruined with your selfish acts, when one time you thought it would be okay to drink and drive. I wish you the best of luck where you're going, and again, you can only hope that a lesson to be learned by someone who will be out there listening. You are hereby remanded to the Commissioner of the Department of Corrections. Officers, he's now in your custody. Court is adjourned.
All rise. The court is now dismissed.